Hi guys, my name is Anne. I am Quantum Heart Living. Thank you so much for joining me. Just a brief energy update from my perspective as we continue to navigate some very interesting energies as we continue to collectively ascend into higher consciousness, into adopting higher frequencies, and in really establishing this new Earth environment. It is a pretty dynamic and exciting time. Although it may not feel like that for everybody, we need to keep in mind that we are all on separate phases or parts of our soul journeys here, and different people are definitely at different stages. So all I can do is share with you what I'm experiencing, and I know many of us are sort of on the same frequency here. It's pretty exciting. I'm always interested to hear your comments. It certainly helps keep us all connected. So the primary message I'm getting through is this really is, in this Mercury retrograde, a time of recalibration. We have been dealing with so many different energies and trying to work through our subconscious programming and releasing and purging, and with that becomes more space where we get these downloads of new information, really remembering what we're really here for, what we're really all about. And there's been so much of that happening. Right now, I'm feeling that it's just really a time to sit back and just try to relax a little bit into this process. Yes, there is a lot going on in the 3D world. There is a lot of disintegration, of breaking down. Again, what happens within us, as within, so without, is what is being reflected in the outside world. So I tend to concentrate on what is happening within each of us, because ultimately we are the ones that are really living out our own reality here, and we are consciousness experiencing itself. So there is definitely an evolution at hand here. So we are recalibrating, we are integrating, we are trying to really balance our energies. We are working within our own body structures to understand why, where certain energies may be bound. We're continuing to, drink a lot of water, to remain flexible, to remain open, to remain non-judgmental, to continue to move, to be active, to keep the energy body within movement and flow whenever possible. And we're continuing to rest as well when the body is requesting that. So we're learning really here how to intuitively understand what our higher self is telling us and guiding us to do. So again, just those simple foundational things are really very, very important to allow us to continue to move into these higher levels of frequency. We are learning how to be okay with just that. So not knowing what is going to happen next, and to really rely on our higher self guidance, which is there for us all of the time. And it is always telling us and guiding us. Now we have to realize that we're creating our own reality. So, it's important for your mind, your creativity to be engaged in that which is productive and exciting for where it is you want to go. So we are learning how to shift out of, such a big thing right now, this ego mind versus the higher self. This is really the polarity game we have been in for quite some time and continue to be in. And it is this this back and forth that happens within really each of us as we can see changes happening. So many of us have shifted from a very unconscious living and accepting parts of ourselves that weren't in total agreement, to maybe illness and depression and anger and anxiety. And we're learning now how we can control that through mindfulness, through understanding where some of these deep embedded neurological systems and processes have been drilled into us for decades, centuries even, and we're starting to recognize this. It's coming through to give us a hand here and say, this subconscious programming isn't really who you are. It is what you are used to and accustomed to listening to and following. We're breaking free of that, and we're realizing that there's so much more that we are really all about. It's really exciting when we open up to just the space. So to realize that, we can really make our reality anything we want it to be, and it is really dependent on our thoughts. So we have this ego playing out, trying to do this fear, this negative self-talk, this you can't do that. It's a very powerful it's a very powerful message. It can continue to play out in us. And then when we become conscious, we are aware that this is actually happening, and we can start to say, hey, that's not who I am. I don't need to listen to that. That is only a thought. That isn't who I am. That is my ego trying to tell me that it's in control. And really, I know it's my higher self. So what I'm being moved up into, and you can feel that pull up, and you can feel that dimensional shifting that occurs as we move through this kind of, let's do the time warp again sort of feeling. And we move in and out of that. And it is, wow. I mean, it has us moving back and forth, up and down, side to side. It is a wild ride indeed. Every day is definitely a journey. But the main thing here is to really bring that awareness to the ego mind, trying to keep you in that container, in that box. And really what we are about is, you name it, it's possible. So the space. So the unconditioned mind. And this is when right now we may be feeling, I don't really know what to expect or what's happening next or what I really should be doing. There's been so much coming in. Yes, and that's a good thing because we're learning really here. When we move into the higher self perspective, it really makes, sense. It's a different way of being. It is being open to what the higher self, what the opportunity is that's going to present in front of you based on your thoughts. So watching your thought processes are really, really important right now. Stay in tune with your heart, with what you love to do. Do things that make you smile, that bring you joy. Allow yourself to feel joyful. Some of us have been, we've dealt with a lot of criticism over the years, and this can be more difficult sometimes. So it's a relearning, even in some cases, how to be and how to feel happy and being okay with it. As silly as that sounds, it is a learning process sometimes to let go of the worry, because we've been holding on to this worry, this survival mode for so long that it is a network that is deeply ingrained, and it's a retraining. So this is why this process takes time, because anything is possible. Miracles are possible. Whatever your thought process is what the reality is that plays out. So we collectively here, those watching me, have such an important role and an opportunity. And this is why it's really important that we keep going on this, because we have made so much progress over the past couple years. It is rather unbelievable how far we have come. So remember to look back on where you were and where we're at now, and to realize that it's all in your own thought process, in your feeling, and in your emotion that we create what it is that we want to see. So we have so much ability to create. It is definitely a journey here, and it is, I mean, we are very lucky to be experiencing such this massive change. Everybody has a very different role to play in it. You know, there are many different facets to New Earth, and to maneuvering through old dimensional up into new, and to assisting and helping others to have compassion and to really come back to love. So when in doubt, when that programming comes into play, the fear, the anxiety, remember that it is not as powerful as the feeling of love. So all you need to do is come back to your heart. And it is really that simple. Think of something that really makes you feel warm in your heart. And that changes everything. You know, in fact, well, I'll do another video on that, but just that one thing, moving your thought process into your heart space, is one of the most important things that we can all do right now, is stay heart-centered, to have compassion, yet to have boundaries. So we know that, and it depends again on your role and who you are. Some are meant to be frontliners that are right there, doing some of the more difficult work in facing some of these shifts and challenges as we move into this new Earth environment, as we adapt to New Earth. And others are sort of meant to hold on to these frequencies and to really just learning about and improving and transforming themselves, because that, again, as within, so without, that's what we're experiencing now collectively. So there is this duality, this polarity that is continuing. Certainly we have a lot of feminine energy on the plate right now, so there's a lot of intuitive guidance that is being provided. There are, if you're open to it, the synchronicities are always there, making sure that you know what you're doing is the right thing, and it is supported, and you are guided, and you know, it is really up to you to create your own beautiful reality. We are collectively all working on this. We are really all one energy, and we're moving into this brand new perspective and this new way of being. So we don't always know what's next. We can only deal with what we are dealing with within our own self. So it's really, really important to keep doing your own work, to realizing that you can just let go of the worry, and you can let go of the stress and the judgment of self and others. None of it really means that much, because that is the ego mind trying to keep you under wraps and control. So keep that in mind. We'll keep moving forward. It is going to be a very exciting and very interesting year. So I will try and do my best to keep coming back to you. I will definitely talk with you very soon. Bye.